Hello, my name is Shiloh Satterfield. I am a senior at Dripping Springs High School. I am currently 18 years old, but I was just 10 years old when I recognized the privacy issue at my school district and felt the need to speak up. Even then, I felt the relevancy of this situation, not just for me, but to the girls around me. So my father took me to the Texas Capitol, and there I testified, petitioning for safety and privacy for girls and women in restrooms. And yet, here I am, 8 years later, still fighting for the exact same thing. At 10, the issue seemed very simple. The idea of biological men in women's restrooms and locker rooms made me feel uncomfortable. I told legislators that I wouldn't feel comfortable with even my own brother being in the same restroom as me as I showered, with a curtain between us. The same goes for a bathroom stall. How could it make sense that a grown man, a complete stranger, be allowed into a space meant to protect women? I believed that if something was so clearly a violation of women's safety and privacy, the law was there to fix it. But now, as I stand here on the verge of graduating high school, Texas still has no law protecting women's and girls' restrooms, showers, and locker rooms. 8 years later, and the fight still isn't over. The truth is, when I was younger, the idea of men in women's restrooms made me uneasy. Now, as someone almost closer to having kids than being one, the idea makes me angry. It makes me terrified, for I feel outraged for the safety and privacy of women and girls, and terrified for the future that we are setting for the next generation. The biology is simple. Although they may identify as female, transgender women are biologically, physiologically, and anatomically male. Now, this isn't to say that those transgender women don't need their own safe spaces. However, these spaces are not women's spaces. To say that they are not only impedes on the safety and privacy of biological women and girls, but also sets a dangerous and quite frankly offensive precedent that women's spaces are not only open for invasion, but not worth protection. I think with the current political climate, it's very easy to forget that just over 100 years ago, women didn't have a place in politics. They did not have a voice, and they did not have a vote. We had to hope and pray that our lawmakers' values aligned with ours, that we were being properly advocated for. Now, we don't have to hope. I can stand here before you and plead with you to hear the voices that are telling you that they feel unsafe and angry and scared, for not just themselves, but the future generation. Because that is the blunt truth of it. Women and girls will not only be uncomfortable, but more importantly, feel unsafe without protection of biological men in women's spaces. To have a legislative system that lacks proper legislation protecting women is not only negating the years of work we have put into giving ourselves voices, but it's also putting millions of young women and young girls into dangerous situations that you have the power to prevent. Texas currently has 3 bills that, if passed, can keep men out of women's locker rooms, showers, bathrooms, and safe spaces. House Bill 239 by Representative Valerie Swanson, House Bill 229 by Representative Chuck Clare, and Senate Bill 240 by Senator Mayes Middleton, the Women's Privacy Act. I urge you, with the support of Texas values and millions of Texans behind me, to pass these bills. As legislative representatives, I urge you to advocate for us, for the millions of women and little girls that you will put in dangerous situations should you not pass this need to legislation. Protect them. Advocate for them. Pass the Women's Privacy Act. The time to act is now. The safety of our communities depend on it. Thank you.
We support the Texas Privacy Act to protect the privacy, safety, and dignity of all children in the state of Texas.
We support, and you should too.